right, let's go. Oh my god, I got the book, but I'm starving. I got a vanilla latte with almond milk. I'm thinking I should have got oat milk though. I don't know. And then I got a butter croissant. And so I'm about to just chill. I'm so happy, so happy. They only had 2 books left, y'all. And one of the books was like damaged, so I had to get this one. And this one has like a little bit of something. Would you buy it? I don't know. I don't know. This is like my favorite place to be. I love it here, honestly. I also want to point out that ever since I've been drinking like a gallon of water a day, my skin is like super shiny. It's like almost annoying because I'm like, it just happened out of nowhere. Like I'm just like glowing. Also, this Texas heat is crazy. It makes me like glisten. I'm not sweating, but just glowing. I don't know. Girl, the people watching is real today. Like, people are watching me so hard. I'm like, it's fine. I feel flattered. It's crazy because they come that way and then they come right here and I'm like, maybe I'm being weird. I'm gonna stop being weird. I got what I came for. Here's week 2 of the summer reading series. Let's get it. We have secured the goods, guys. Our hands are full. it's time for us to have a chat. We have a lot to talk about. I don't think I was ready. I wasn't ready. I was not ready for this book. Let me back up. Like I said, I don't think I was ready. I don't think anyone could have prepared me for this either. There is so much about this book that I didn't know. When I first started reading this book, I didn't even read the synopsis. I just started reading it because I was like, oh, it's the second book of Part of Your World. It is, but like there's more to it. There is way more to it. So like, you know how in the last video I talked about that I loved Bree? Bree is my favorite character in this story because she's such a realist. She's like smart, beautiful, like strong, but she went through a lot. But like, she is a realist. Bree was my favorite character from Part of Your World. This book is for Bree. And this is also a perspective jumping book. You know that's my favorite kind of book. Okay, first of all, thank you guys so much for picking this book for me. Wait, let me take a quick coffee break. I've been talking a lot. Not really, but this is so good. That was my first time trying that almond creamer. I normally make my own creamer and it takes a lot of steps, whereas that was just one pour. And like, anyway, I'm talking about coffee. So girl, let me tell you like my interpretation of all of this. Brianna's life is basically upside down, okay? Brianna is a doctor. We know this because we met her in Part of Your World. She was one of Alexis's friends who I actually would be friends with too. I love Bri, loved her, like she's great. Yours truly is about Brianna's life. In Part of Your World, like the first book, they talk about how Bri was going through a divorce. Like she was divorced and so she was on Tinder a lot trying to like just go on hot dates with guys. It's giving like Sex in the City. But anyway, so Brianna's trying to like get over her divorce kinda, and her brother is also sick. Like we did learn these things from the first book, so that was like really cool how they immediately like connected the dots. And then I also love how even though this is not Alexis's perspective and all this, Alexis is still involved. Like she still makes appearances in this book, her and Daniel. That is my vibe. By the way, if you have not seen the first episode of this summer reading series, then I'll link it here. That is where I started reading Part of Your World, and that's where my whole world changed. This is the second episode of this series, the summer reading series. So if you missed the first episode, stop, pause, go back and watch episode 1, and that will lead you here. At this point, you have watched episode 1. Back to episode 2. Bri is going for this position that's like a really top-notch position. Like everyone is making it seem like this position is obviously hers. Like she's the only one here capable of this position. This is without a doubt, undeniably her position. All she has to do is just wait it out, right? There is no one to compete against. But then Dr. Jacob Maddox shows up out of nowhere, right? And now he's a new attending. Oh my god, this also made me want to go watch Grey's Anatomy. Have you guys seen Grey's Anatomy? I was so addicted to that show. Like whenever they were talking about attendings and nurses, I was like, it was giving Grey's Anatomy. So anyway, Dr. Jacob Maddox shows up now out of nowhere. This job, this position that she thought she had in the bag, according to this thing. That promotion that she wants, she said, oh, that's probably going to the new man doctor. Girl, make it make sense, girl. I was reading, I was just like, the sad thing is this happens in real life. This happens in real life. You could be working for a company for a decade, 10 years, and then still a new person comes in and they get, girl, I'm about to be on a whole roller coaster. I already know. She hates this doctor, right? The part where I'm at right now, though, without giving any spoilers, is like, it's his first day at this hospital. So I don't know much about him. According to the synopsis, this doctor who she hates flips the game. Dr. Jacob Maddox sends her a letter. I'm like, what was on the letter? Like, what did it say? What was it about? And like, why? You know? It says it's a really good letter. Okay. Like the kind that proves that Jacob isn't actually Satan. Worse. He might be this fantastically funny and subversively likable guy who's just terrible at first impression. Suddenly, they start exchanging letters back and forth, sharing lunch dates in their sock closet, and discussing the merits of freakishly tiny horses. Bri is going through so much. She's really going through like a divorce. Have y'all seen the movie Eat, Pray, Love? They're getting a divorce. Read the book to find out why they're getting a divorce, okay? They have been separated though for like a year. I know that this is going on in her life, which is like a continuation of the first book. I know that her brother is dying, but I can't remember like what or why, or if they're gonna elaborate in this book like what is wrong with him. I guess he just needs a kidney, which is not just like, oh, he just needs a kidney, right? But he needs a kidney, so he's like dying, whatever. And she's a doctor. Oh, and from the first book, I remember they were talking about Bri's life, and they were like, she has this like high expectation from her family because just because she's a doctor doesn't mean that she can cure whatever is going on with her brother. Like save the day, save the life, because you save lives, you're a doctor. So like she's divorced, she is trying to like date to like like get over her divorce kind of, and then she's trying to get this position, but now the position that she thought was hers in the bag is now gonna be like up for grabs by another person who she just met. It is only fair though. He's an attending, she's an attending, they both deserve a shot at this position. I have no idea what's gonna happen, and I love this book. Has 387 pages and I'm on page 24. But we're gonna be doing a lot of reading today. Guys, go drink some water, okay? So we can catch up. It's so good. Like, it's like heart-wrenching. It really is heart-wrenching. Like, my heart cannot take this. Both Jacob and Bree are both going through like devastating things. That's the hard part about all of this. Both of them are just going through so much, like, and both of them need each other, but they don't really realize it yet. And the crazy thing is, like, as the audience member reading this book, we know more than like they know. That's why I love perspective jumping books. I know what Jacob is thinking, but they don't know what each other is thinking. Like, it feels like I'm watching a movie. The scenery, like the way that they describe things is very like, I don't know, it's just so easy to follow. The letters back and forth had me by the heart. Like, it gripped my heart. I was like, oh my god, that is so cute. I want someone to write letters for me. Like, what? Like, this is so freaking relatable. Jacob was talking about how he can't watch like new shows on Netflix. Like, are you like that? Because I'm definitely like that. Like, I watch the same shows over and over and over. I don't know why I can't start new shows. But then this like kind of explained it perfectly. It's like anxiety, low key. But he was like, I like the predictability. If I rewatch a show, there are no surprises, no emotional jump scares. I don't have to process new feelings or stress over cliffhangers. And I was like, that's exactly why I rewatch the same shows. I knew where it was going and how it was gonna end. Music too. When my anxiety is extra high, new music is just too draining to process. And I was like, this is so relatable. Who else is like this? He was like, I lean on my old playlist, a lyrical safe space. I don't think it'd be a waste of time if like someone recommended it to show it to me. But like for me to like try to just like start fresh, that I don't know. Sometimes if it's like too emotionally involved, I will stop watching it because I'm like, I don't have time for that. Whenever Jacob first got to the ER, Bree was like so mean to him. And then she was like, I think Jacob's avoiding me. And then she was like, imagine being the reason why someone hated their new job. That was me. I was the reason. Now I'm on the part, based on the synopsis, it told us that Jacob decides to give Brianna the best gift imaginable. A kidney for her brother. Now I'm at that part. That's where I'm at. The kidney. I just want to give you guys a quick update. If you have read this book, comment down below. I've been sitting over there for so long, I'm going to take a quick break from reading and then get right back into it later. Welcome to a new day. I just got back from taking some pictures. I'll be posting those on Instagram later. I have to get back into reading. I just have to. It's like part of your world where I can't stop thinking about it. I'm like, what's gonna happen next? I have a feeling that something heavy is about to come, and like, I don't know. This book is making me want to watch Grey's Anatomy. Like the doctor talk, the hospital environment, like the vibes. It's just giving Grey's Anatomy. I have set aside a lot of time to read, so let's do it. This is like the perfect day. Anyway, let me stop being so dramatic. I don't know why I'm randomly like really dramatic. Let's go eat breakfast and then read. Let me just pause. They're writing letters back and forth. I was dying laughing when I was reading earlier because the dynamic of their families are just very, very interesting. So Jacob has like a bunch of sisters and they're saying stuff that's like so embarrassing, but they're just like casually talking like, oh yeah, right, remember when like he had diarrhea? Oh, I do remember that. Stop talking about that, you're embarrassing him. What, it only happened like 8 or 9 times. It wasn't like every single day. She's still embarrassing him. What, it happened 25 years ago, get over it. That was funny. Jacob's mom, like, oh right, he was a sensitive one. Remember? The mom was trying to be like sweet, but she's also embarrassing him. And then the dad's like, this is just so funny to me, sorry. This is like my sense of humor. I'm like in here crying laughing. Imagine your family is saying all of this. This is their introduction. This is everyone's first impression. Okay, it's funny to me, okay? That is funny to me. If you like that kind of humor, read this book so that we could be like laughing together. And I just love how down to earth Brianna is. Remember when I said in the first video, like Brianna is a realist as a person. She is like genuinely a real, like genuinely a good person. And like she's going through so much. And then you have people who are just like silent heroes. Like they are the ones who are saving everyone's lives, but like nobody knows who. What else happens? Like seriously, like I'm just like, where does this lead? My heart is racing just thinking about it. Like I don't want anything bad to happen, you know? I just know that when things go up, sometimes they fall down. But don't fall. I don't know. Anyway, they were talking about Taco Bell in this book. What do you want? She was like, a chalupa and 2 taco supremes. And that really made me want to make like a taco supreme. I learned how to make that literally last week. I made my first taco supreme on Taco Tuesday. I was gonna go to Taco Bell and get a taco supreme, but then I was like, let me see if I can learn how to make it at home. And then I did. I was like, I can eat taco supremes every day now. Cause like, you know, once you buy the ingredients, you have a lot of ingredients left over. Anyway, all that is to say is today I'm gonna try to make a shrimp taco supreme because I don't have any ground beef, but I have shrimp though. Oh my god, I'm super excited. Let's see if I can make a shrimp taco supreme. Jacob is so relatable. The way that Abby is describing Jacob, I'm like, that sounds like me. He is like the ultimate overthinker. Like he thinks about everything twice over. And the crazy thing is Brie is like the complete opposite. She's just so chill. Have you ever heard that quote, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid? Let me say that one more time. If you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid. Let that sink in, because that's crazy, like accurate truth. It explains school. It does explain school. There are people who are in school who spend their whole life all the way going up through school thinking that they're stupid, that they're dumb, because you're trying to judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree when this fish will be an excellent swimmer. You know what I'm saying? They may shine and flourish over here. If you keep judging them based on their ability to do the thing that they just don't vibe with, they're never gonna feel good. I just keep getting like thrown off with all these life lessons. I'm like, dang, that's a really good way to say that. Seriously, you just gotta accept people for who they are. Anyway, literally, and it said, I didn't know that I needed to hear this, but I did. I read something that really resonated with me and it made me feel terrible. Listen to this, y'all. It was like, your place is not like how I thought it was going to be. It was like, how'd you think it was gonna be? The way guys' places usually are. Cold and gray and serious. I don't know how this happened. I don't want to have a guy's apartment with a pop of pink. No. In the summertime, I like to do home projects. That's definitely going on the list of home projects, like decorating my space, because that's embarrassing. Jacob has a messed up life. Jacob's life is so messed up. I don't know how he is operating in a calm manner. I would not be able to hold it together if I was that guy. Like, ooh, I'm getting mad thinking about it. That's how Brianna is. She gets so mad for other people. Like the anger that she feels behind her friends is so real. I would not be handling this well. Like I would not be handling this well. I'm way too petty for that. And that's exactly what Brianna said. She was like, my level of pettiness would not have me tolerate this well. The greatest revenge is to be happy. That has never been more true. I finished the book. The way this book grabbed my heart, ripped it out of my chest, and kept pounding. I'm not gonna lie, for the first half I was like, I think Part of Your World might be better than this one. Part of Your World started off like, this book I was like, there was some character building. I don't know, like we had to learn Bree. We knew Bree from Alexis's side, like she was Alexis's friend, and Bree really only made like 3 or 4 appearances in that first book. But then this whole book was about Bree. We didn't really know Bree. We did not know Bree at all. We did not know her. She was funny and real and blunt, but like when it came to herself, we need to talk about this book in the monthly wrap up. So stay tuned for the monthly wrap up. Oh my god guys, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but that is the end of this week's reading vlog. This was the second episode of the summer reading series. So if you haven't seen the first reading vlog, make sure you go and check that out. You guys are in the polls helping me pick the next book. Is it gonna be the 3rd book of this series? Is it gonna be a completely different book? Who knows? Who knows? I have no idea, and I kind of love like not knowing what book I'm gonna read. I actually really like that a lot, but I cannot believe this is the end of the second series. 2 more videos are coming in this series, and I cannot wait to read more books with you guys. If you like today's video, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and also stay tuned for the monthly wrap up where I can truly tell you how I felt about this book. If you like today's series, the next episode comes out next Sunday at 11 a.m. So I would love it if you guys join me on Sunday so that we could watch episode 3 of this series. What book am I gonna read next? I don't know. Come join me on Sunday at 11 a.m. Same time next week. Bye y'all.